So after checking out the Soundcore Motion X600 and being pleasantly surprised, today we're going to check out the Soundcore Motion 300. This is a small but still very durable Bluetooth speaker that packs a very big punch. So whether you want something to use at home or if you want something to take on the go with you, then the Soundcore Motion 300 should have you covered. But first, I do want to thank Soundcore for sponsoring this video. Now, the Soundcore Motion 300 has a retail price of $79.99, and if you want to pick the speaker up, it'll be linked down below. But again, I do want to thank Soundcore for sponsoring this video. Now first, let's talk about the design of this speaker. Now the Motion 300 has a candy bar design to it. It can stand upright so you can direct all of the music towards you. You can also lay down flat if you want omnidirectional sound. And it also has a built-in loop, so you can attach it to something like your backpack. And thanks to Smart Tune, the Motion 300 will automatically switch between different EQ settings depending on the position that it's in. If it's standing up, it'll use its immersive EQ. When it's laying down flat, it'll use its 360-degree mode, and when it's hanging, it'll use its dynamic mode, which will make it a little louder. But like I mentioned at the top of this video, this is a speaker that you can use at home, but you can also take it on the go with you because it's small and durable. On the front, we have a durable metal grille, and the rest of the body is wrapped in silicone. So this speaker is going to have no problem standing up to constant abuse from bumps and scrapes, and it's also IPX7 rated, meaning that water isn't an issue. So whether you get caught in the rain or if you drop this speaker in a pool or lake, it's gonna be perfectly fine. Now when it comes to battery life, the Soundcore Motion 300 has an advertised battery life of 13 hours, which is standard for a speaker of this size and price. Now in order to charge this speaker, it charges via a USB-C port as it should. However, this is the only port that you'll find on this speaker. The Soundcore Motion 300 does not have an audio jack, so you can't use it with a wired connection. However, I don't really think that it's a big deal that this speaker doesn't have an audio jack because most speakers of this size no longer have audio jacks on them, so I don't think it's a big deal, but I just wanted to make sure that you knew. But when it comes to Bluetooth connectivity, the Motion 300 is using Bluetooth 5.3, but more importantly, this speaker can be connected to two devices at the same time, so you and a friend can both be DJ, and latency is not an issue for this speaker, so you can always use it to watch movies or videos with on your phone. And when it comes to audio codecs, the Motion 300 has support for SPC and AAC, which is very standard for most Bluetooth speakers out there. However, the Motion 300 also has support for LDAC, which is Sony's own in-house high-res audio codec. Now, what LDAC does is that it transmits up to 3 times more data, giving you better clarity in your music. And it's also a very big deal that the Soundcore Motion 300 has support for LDAC, because this is one of the most affordable speakers out there that has LDAC, because LDAC is usually found on more expensive speakers. Just keep in mind that if you do want to use LDAC, you do have to be an Android user because iPhones top out at AAC. And also, if you do decide to use LDAC, then that is going to take an additional toll on the battery life. But with all of that out of the way, let's talk about sound. Regarding speaker setups, the Motion 300 has dual frontward firing drivers and dual passive radiators in the center that shoot out the front and out the back. And this speaker is rated at 30 watts. Now, if you use this speaker while it's standing upright, you're going to get the most balanced sound out of it. But thanks to Soundcore's Smart Tune, if you use the speaker while it's laying down flat, it's going to increase its bass, and it's also going to increase the mids and highs to help with that omnidirectional sound. But again, if you want to get the best sound out of this speaker, you want to use it while it's standing upright. But now we're going to jump into the sound test. The Motion 300 is playing at 87% volume while it's using its stock Soundcore signature EQ. And we're going to be using it with its bass up feature turned on and off.
She galvanized me, steady like steel, back on my feet, living for the thrill again, loving for another day. She satisfied me, gave me what I want, just what we need, never too far away, loving for another day. But she asked for something more. She asked for, yeah, she asked for something beautiful. She asked for She asked for something more. She asked for, yeah, she asked for something beautiful. Something beautiful. Yeah, she asked for something beautiful. She asked for, yeah, she asked for, she asked for something beautiful.
So first off, I think the Motion 300 sounds best with its bass up feature turned off. Even with its bass up feature turned off, the Motion 300 already has a decent amount of bass to it. But more importantly, with its bass up feature turned off, the Motion 300 sounds a lot more balanced and vocals are very prominent on the speaker. However, if you want even more bass, you can always do that by just turning on the bass up feature on the speaker. With bass up turned on, the mids and highs are going to get relaxed a little bit and the bass is going to increase. So overall, you're going to have a warmer sound signature. But also, if you want, you can always just go into Soundcore's app and you can make your own EQ. So you can make the Motion 300 sound however you want. But personally, I like how this speaker sounds with its stock EQ. But also, you can set different EQ settings for the different positions in which you might want to use the speaker. So if you want, you can have one EQ for when the speaker is standing upright. You can also have your own EQ for when it's laying down flat. And you can also have another EQ for when it's hanging. But from an overall performance standpoint, the Soundcore Motion 300 has good instrument separation, it has a decent amount of bass, and distortion is not a problem, even at those higher volumes. And when it comes to max volume performance of the speaker, even though the Motion 300 is small, this is a 30-watt speaker, so it's going to have no problem filling your bedroom or bathroom with sound, and it's also plenty loud for outdoor use. But finally, let's talk about pairing the speaker up with other speakers. Now, with the Motion 300, if you have another Motion 300, then you can wirelessly pair them up and get them to play in left and right stereo mode. And when you have two speakers playing together, then your music is going to be louder, and your music is also going to sound more open thanks to the two separate channels. But with all that being said, the Soundcore Motion 300 is a great little speaker that you can either use at home or you can take it on the go with you because it's compact, it's very durable, and you can also attach it to things if you want. It also has a battery life of 13 hours, but more importantly, it sounds very big for its size. It gets plenty loud and it has an impressive amount of bass at a price that isn't going to break the bank. If you made it this far, I guess you enjoyed the video, so hit the like button and get subscribed. If you want to pick any of the products up, they'll be linked down below. And if you want to further support the channel, check out the merch. I made some shirts and hoodies that look and feel great. And you know I can be very particular, so I'll only slap my name on something if I'm really proud of it.